Right, you have your first submission. So I'm going to talk you through how I expect you to submit that work through Google Classrooms. In your Google Classroom, obviously you have due today. You can see here, oh my God, I've got to get this in. You can actually view all the different assignments we've given to you through this. And bear in mind, this is on the week-to-week, day-to-day classroom. So this is not your final submission place. This is just kind of the place where you're doing the work, the place where I expect you to make all the mistakes, okay? But we still have these bits you've had to do. You should have been putting your portrait planning up there, you should have been doing your portraits, your analysis, you should have posted that separately. But primarily, and the most important thing is you're putting that into your website, and that's what I want you to be submitting here. So this is the brief you have due today. So I'm going to go into details, and you can see here, right, okay, so here's what I saw at the beginning of the week. So I've got my brief where I can look at, and this is what I was asked to do. So I had to I had to research some people, and then I had to do my own thing. So a number of things, so I want one A4 image that can be delivered. So I need to make sure that's up there as well, okay. Now over here, you can add and create stuff. So for example, you could say over here, I'm going to add, and you could start adding anything from your Google Drive. Now, obviously, I've got tons of stuff in my Google Drive, but I could be going through and I could be, I need to add that image because that's my final image up there. Or the big thing I need to add is, did that actually add? I'm going to do that again. Add. Oh, it didn't. I'm going to find out why that didn't add it. It might be because I don't own that. So here's recent stuff. Oh, what's going on there? Oh no, that's things people shared with me. So I'll go to my drive. Oh, because I'm a test student. I keep forgetting I don't have that much in mine. That's embarrassing. So, these are all things I have access to, but I cannot share because I don't own them. So I have to create some things. Now, luckily I created the test document earlier. So I know I can select that, add, and that will put it on because that is mine. I own that, bang, I can put it on. So you can see straight away, I can't add work that someone else has made. So straight away, no copying off other people. I want to see your work. Now, but the big thing we've got to put on here is the website, because what you should be doing in your website, you've all got access to this. You've got your copy of your website in here. You should be putting all this in, okay? This is the big thing where you should be putting all your work. So I can see this week I'm due to add in my portraits. So I've got to put all my work in this space. So when it talks about the research analysis, I will go, ooh, research analysis, and I'm going to add the work I've done for that. So luckily, oh, where is it? I need to find, show me recent work. Oh, there's my test document. Yeah, I can put that in there. So straight away, I've put a document in there. So brilliant. I just need to put all the other work. And I know I've done all this work. I just need to put it in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to come out of that. We're going to go back to our portraits. I'm going to scoot down because obviously a big thing you need to do is have your final product. Because when we say you need to submit one A4, you have an image that's ready to go there. Now we're going to help you print it out. But as long as we've got a copy of the image, we put it there as well. And you should be filling out all this stuff all through the week. You should have been putting things in here, doing journal entries. This is what I did today. And remember, you've got one of these journal entries and you need more journal entries. You can always go duplicate section. Oh, and I can have my journal entry 2 in there and I can say what I did on day 2. You can change the date of that. So that could be journal entry and you could do, here's all the work I did on the 12th of September, for example. And you can name all those things and put stuff in there. You can have documents in there, you can have images in there. So this bit here, you could have a behind the scenes photo and you can be talking about what the problems you had and all that. Yeah. So when you're ready to go, and here's the important bit, we need to look up here and have a look at all the stuff about the site. So if we go into our site info settings, I'll talk you through a lot of this kind of stuff. So, oh, I need to publish it and stuff like that. So I am actually going to say, yeah, oh, actually, no, let's change my name a bit. I've got my test student copy. So I'm going to change the name of that. That's mine. Up here, I can change that. So I'm going to put make sure this says test student. So I know it's mine because this will come across. This will come at the top of all the pages you've got in here, so I always know which one I'm on. You can say, well, I don't like this way of doing the links. I want it to go as top navigation. There, that's better. So I can see all the different things in there. That's a lot easier. I can see that. I can change the background of here. I can put a logo in there, any of this kind of stuff. And when I'm ready, I can just hit publish. Now, Here we have an interesting thing because we've got a web address and this has to be yours. And this is the point where we say, make sure your name is at the beginning of that. So it's your name followed by BTC UAL commercial. And obviously we don't have a huge amount of space in there. So you could just change that into test student media work, for example. And you can call that anything as long as it doesn't conflict with anyone else who's also publishing their site. So if you put yours up and you find there's another site existing on that bridgewater.ac.uk thing, okay, that's a problem. Now, who can view my site? Specific people. I'm going to go into manage this and show you what we can do back here. So when it's draft, specific people can edit. Now I want to be able to see more on there. So I would say probably leave that aside, but I should be able to see that because I've got the link to it and I can go underneath it. So even without you publishing it, I should be able to see it. But when it's published, I think we want to be able to, anyone in Bridgewater College should be able to see your publishing. If you're really happy with it, you can kind of put it on the webs, on the internet and anyone can see it. But at the moment, let's limit it just to Bridgewater College so only we can see your work. Okay, so any of the teachers can see this link. So we go save on that and we go done. Bang, we're going to go publish. Now you'll notice this thing up here is going to change in a second. So now we've got a whole set of images. We can go into, we can unpublish it if we want to take it down. We can go into our published settings and we can change any of that kind of stuff. We can have a look at all those different things. But what it does mean, if we go into published site, let's click that again, view published site, we actually get to see, and this is what it actually looks like on the internet. So this is what it looks like properly, where you're not clicking it and accidentally getting all the other bits. So I know if I go here, I can go, open that in a new window, and it opens the document you put there in a new window. So when we're marking it, we can see that. You, when you're trying to figure out how you actually did something, go back and look at that. What it also means is you can now take a link, copy published link site. I'm going to click there. I've now got a copy of that. I can send that anywhere, but the first place I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my week 1 student. Oh, here's something I need to submit this. So I'm going to go link and I'm going to go bump, put that as a link in there. I'm not sending the entire site to the member of staff to look at. I'm sending a link to the published site, which makes it a lot easier for them to look through the work. If we want to comment on it, obviously we've still got access to your work, because obviously we've got the shared student folder where we've got that's where the site actually lives. We can go in, we can have a look, and we can help you tidy it up, organize it, correct things, save things, whatever. But ultimately, what you are submitting at the end of the day is just a link to that site. So you're sending this link, a copy to the published site itself to us, so you have a working live site there. It doesn't matter that you haven't done all the rest of the stuff. We're going to do that over the rest of the year. We've got a long time to do that. But what you send us is this. This is my work, okay? Now, obviously, as we get through, as you're happy with everything, you can start to change all these other bits and start to change these things up. So this bit here, this could actually become an introduction to you. Big photo of you here. In fact, you could go for the portrait that someone's taken of you and put it on the front there, yeah? What would be good to do is stick the portrait you took in this area here in your portraits. So if we go into the actual student one, if we go into the home page of the exhibition, you can see, besides all the units we're talking about there, and all the things you've got to do, yeah, here's a link to my portraits, because that will be a link to the actual page, and that can be the actual portrait you took, and you can pop that in there as well. You can really start to own this website, because if you're proud of it, you can make it public. If you want to keep it just within us, you can keep it so it's only any of us who can log in as bridgewater.ac.uk can see it. But remember, with that link there, we can't edit it from that link. We can only edit it if we've got permission to see that. And up here you can see in this student, in the shared things, you can see that it'll be the only people who can edit this will be me, teachers, and you. That's it. Okay? So that's a guide to how I expect you to be able to submit the website. And obviously each time you do it, each time you update it, you just go publish again and that will update the site. But if we've got any problems, as long as you put the work on the site, we'll be able to look underneath and come in and have a look at what you're editing to check that that's there. But the longer we go on with this, the more things we do, the more I want you taking control over this website, because this is your submission and this is what at the end of the year, the moderator, when they come in to have a look at the work, will be looking at. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, you can contact me through by asking me a question over here, class comment on the bottom of there, or asking me anything within the stream, or obviously you can Facebook me as well. Thank you very much.